You're in danger, girl.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That poor thing. That poor thing.
Agreed.
I have something to say about Emily.
Go ahead.
Get it started, boo.
Right
She's
in.
full of shit. And why I say she's full of shit is, and you know I like her, but when Dr. Pepper asked them what did they like about the other partner, and then he gave that generic answer or whatever, and then she came with like, you know, he's very loyal, I trust him. Ma'am, she's talking bullshit. There's no way you find this person loyal. Every time he opens his mouth, you roll your eyes. What's trustworthy about him? Now she's starting to feel like, oh, she's doing it for TV, because that line, and she had a nice list of things.
But the reason why she made a list, she wanted to show him what it was like to describe somebody else.
But she was lying about what she was saying. None of what she said was accurate about him.
Loyal to her. I don't think he says he's loyal to her. I think he's just loyal in general. He trusts her in general.
That's not the question. That's not the question. The question is, what do you like about the other person? And he hasn't shown any of those qualities to her. And at that moment, I said, fuck you too, Emily. Oops, I'm sorry. That's a
and lights out.
God didn't like me. God didn't like me.
But
I'm done. That's it.
I wish she would stand up for herself in the moment with the you know, Dr. Cal or Dr. Pepper. I want to pee back in there too. I'd much rather have not, because Dr. Pepper's too soft with, you know, throwing softballs and be like this, that, and the other. She doesn't call anybody out.
Don't they see footage? Don't they see? Don't they see footage? Like, so they know they're up to date on what's going on, or they don't see footage?
Question. That's a good question. I don't know.
I'd like to think so, that because each couple has two producers.
Right.
So I'd like to think that, especially this season, that they're being a little bit more proactive and showing the professionals who, you know, what's going on. Look at here. I think Emily's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's in this. I'm not saying that I like her, but at the end of the day, I need Emily to be gone. She needs to go. Like Pepper
she doesn't like him.
She needs to stop trying so hard. She needs to just end it and be like, you know what? He's not into me. I'm not going to work on this anymore. Just move on. He wants out. He wants out too, but he's trying to look like the good guy too by just staying in there and say, "Oh, we'll take it one day at a time." And just.
But she's trying to be the good guy too, as well, sticking in there when she's clearly, her facial expressions say it all. Her expressions say, huh?
They could be being paid per week, because, like, if you do Dancing with the Stars,
they are.
If you get like a signing fee, and the more weeks you get, the more money you get. So they could be like, listen, we're going to get all the way through so they can get their $1. Who knows? But
yeah, but with Dance with the Stars, it's an elimination, so you don't know if you're going to make the next week. If this is a complete season, and that you're supposed to go at least till 8 weeks, you know what I mean?
Right.
And also, I don't know if they see the footage. I don't know. I'm not sure if they obviously can't see, because there's been a lot of times we've seen in the last seasons when they go, you didn't see them do so and so and so and so, like with Michaela, which I watched the other night again. Remember Michaela and Merla? And I watched that whole thing the other day just to see how much I still hated Merla.
When she flipped the table and remember that?
Right.
When she was at that. Yeah. She was insane.
And then when they talked to them during that, I don't think they knew. So I think they either wait till, and I'm trying to figure out also the after party too. If they see anything, they can't know. When do they tape the after party, or do they just be quiet about it? Because when they brought the new girl in, what's her name?
Chloe.
Rachel? Chloe. They brought the new girl in, and she's like, I'm just excited to see who it is. So maybe they haven't done that yet. I'm not sure when they take. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that.
I think from based off of the body language and the facial expressions, I think that they told Rudy Huxtable, Brennan, and Austin, zip it. We're not going to talk about who the guy is, and we're not going to talk about, when it comes to like, coming up next on the next episode, we're not going to do anything with regards to Michael. Let me get back to Emily. I think Emily is, because she's never had like a real relationship. She's only been like in hookups or whatever. She's been ghosted or been in hookups and nothing's ever come to fruition. I think she's really, I commend her for putting in the work and trying. Because for someone who's never been in a relationship, I'd be like, I'm out. Like, if he's talking to me like this, or if he's being standoffish to me like this, then I'm gone. I'm gonna just go back home to my apartment or my house or whatever. I have an issue with the experts because they claim, Married at First Sight claims that they do extensive psychological evaluations. All these questions that they provide and these interviews that they have. And in that hot tub scene was very disturbing to me. He literally goes from 0 to 100 real quick. If it's something he doesn't want to talk about, he talks about he doesn't have a relationship with his sister. He's given up having a relationship with his sister. His parents are pretty much fucked up. So he literally comes from a family of dysfunctional people. What makes us think that he's going to be okay? He's screwed up. Why Pia, Pepper, or Cal didn't pick up on it? And what was the answers? Like, at this point, I want to see his psychological eval. I want to see his application. I want to see what he was answering on his application, because either he was bullshitting the hell out of these people and gaslighting them and telling people what they wanted to hear so that he can get on, or they just were like, it's drama. We'll bring him on and it'll be drama because we got this young girl over here that's never been in a real relationship in her life, and it'll just be drama and maybe it'll work. And that's just wrong. That was absolutely cringe-worthy watching that in the hot tub. And she's like pulling out a question. He's like, yeah, no, can we move on to the next? And then she pulls one out and she's like, well, I guess I'll answer it. And I was looking at her and screaming at the TV like, girl, get up, put your robe on, throw the questions back in the bucket, and walk your ass back up to your apartment and shut the door. Leave his ass out there. Oh, well, I'm hot. When he was like, I'm so hot. I might die. Negro, you ain't going to die in no goddamn jacuzzi.
That they would just end, she said, like what, the night before. Doing, I don't know. We all know that he has issues and problems, but I feel like at this point, I just don't like anybody. And she was the last person I was holding on to because I thought, and then she gave those answers.
I like Becca.
I like Becca. Okay, but okay, go ahead, Tanya. Are we
let's finish on Brennan and Emily. Because did y'all watch the after party?
No, I didn't see
Brennan's man spread. He sits like this.
Oh, no. I don't care. I don't care about the man spread. But I'm so glad I watched the after party because number one, Brennan was on there, and Brennan, I was like, wait a damn minute. And I think Rudy Huxtable was the same thing when he was like, Emily got drunk. Like they had their little friends get together with the other couples. And then after the couples get together, the couples dinner, a couple of Emily's friends came over and they were all drinking, whatever. And I guess he says to Rudy Huxtable, she ripped off the shower curtain and tried to smother me with it. And I was like, wait a minute. Like
she said, wait. Rudy said, wait.
Even Rudy was like, say what now? What's going on now? And I was like sitting there like, what? And then he had to correct himself. And he's like, well, she ripped off the shower curtain because she wanted to get in the shower with me. And I'm like, that's a little bit different than.
That's a whole lot different.
Like he used the word smother. And I'm like, So obviously there's some things going on in the background. And we all know that Emily likes to get her drink on. It is what it is. She is who she is. But I just think that it's just that, listen, somebody's got to step in and say, this just ain't going to work. Let's just get you out of here.
I think what's very clear is that they all lie. Everybody, except for Becca and maybe what's her, whatever her husband's name is, I forget. Austin. But no, he's lying too about something. Everybody seems to be liars to get on the show. And like you said, there are things that should be obvious to professionals that would exclude them, but they're all there and they all have like all these issues. It's crazy.
By the way, it's a 19% success rate.
On the show?
In the 17 years, 19% of them have stayed together.
Well, and is that good?
No,
that's 19%.
Low. You have experts putting people together?
I mean, well, let's look at the reality. Listen, let's look at the reality of the United States.
Right, but at least get to 30.
With professionals.
Yeah, that's true.
Setting people up who want to get married and have, anyway, like I think at least 20% are mismatched, no matter what.
Yeah, it's bad matching. Vanessa, what are your thoughts on Emily and Brennan?
I think, again, as I stated, I think Brennan is a narcissist. He wants to look the best he possibly can. And when it doesn't go his way, you can see that passive aggressive thing tick in his head. And it is dangerous and uncomfortable. And we all see it. I know she sees it. She's on camera. So she's juggling, trying to make light of it and do the best she can to just basically stay in her lane. But I would not trust him when the cameras were off and that door closed and there's no crew there. I don't trust a word he says. Wouldn't trust him being safe around him alone. So
he's not passive aggressive. He's aggressive.
He's aggressive. He is.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
Did you see? Okay, so the one part in the hot tub, did you see when he started getting really aggressive when he started?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He kept doing and I was like, ooh, Emily, I was literally like, Emily, girl, get your ass out that hot tub, put your fancy. I want that robe though. Whatever robe she had on, that was fabulous, and I need it in my life. But I was like, girl, get out that hot tub, fuck them questions, and put your robe on, and go back upstairs and lock the door. Leave his ass outside. Go back to your house or your apartment, because you ain't coming in here. Because when he started doing the whole fisting, I was like, ooh.
And how do the producers handle that? I mean, watching him do that.
They would never do it.
That's what's insane to me. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, they must jump in if something pops off and they don't let it happen, do they?
I don't think they would let him physically hit her, but look how he's gotten in her face. And no one has said to him, you need to stop or back off, or
maybe they have said it, we just don't know.
Maybe they haven't shown it. It could be a possibility, but I'm just saying he has been very aggressive. I think he's the most aggressive we've seen on the show. Can anybody think of anybody else that has been equally aggressive? Because I can't.
No, not like that.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody that I was scared of. Like, damn, is he gonna kick my ass when I finish talking on this podcast?
Yeah, no, he scares me. Like, he literally scares me with regards to her. Like, I'm like, what happens when the producers go away, when the cameras go away? I know that they have cameras situated in the apartments that continuously record, but I'm like,
but only in certain rooms.
Right. Not the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Not the bedroom. And he admitted during their conversation, he only wants to talk about things that make him look good on camera.
Yeah.
So why are you on this show, sir?
He's a fraud.
Basically. Complete
part.
fraud. Complete fraud. So yeah, I really, Emily, I'm going to need Emily's friends. I'm going to make an impassioned plea right now to Emily's friends, Emily's family members that are watching this go on. I don't care if he does a 360. Emily needs to run in the other direction. Emily, I am good with you having your hookups and your ghosting experiences. Do you, boo-boo? What I don't like to see, and I say this all the time, it's just, I don't like to see a woman who is independent. She came in this. I'm independent. I have my career. I make my money. I got my place. I'm doing me very fucking well. To be reduced to tears over some fucking man that's making
some raggedy ass
away and making her question herself. Because when she looks at the camera sometimes and she's talking, I'm like, I could feel her eyes, and I'm saying to myself, she is in her head questioning herself, like, what is it, me? What am I doing? Should I act a certain way? And I'm like, no, girl, no, keep doing you. I don't like that. No woman that has no woman, period. Let me just say that. No woman, period, should ever let anybody reduce them to the point where they're questioning themselves, especially when you are a full-ass, grown-ass adult and have a whole-ass career. No, you can't come into my life and try to break me down. That's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to work. I need to get Emily on the podcast.
Ooh.
And I don't understand, too, which is why I give her grace for a lot of things. But if she is and she's very successful, because they've all said that, would you let a male coworker speak to you and behave with you the same way that you have let this man? She probably would not.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't let any coworker, not just a man. She wouldn't let any coworker talk to her like
male,
that.
Because women can sometimes change it up for men and be a whole lot aggressive with women. But I doubt she would let a man who is on her level speak to her that way.
No, absolutely not.
So anyway, yeah, I it is what it is. I'm giving them both 2 thumbs down this week.
Oh, please.
I didn't like either one. Good.
All right, so let's go to the new couple, the Michael and Chloe. What the hell were they thinking? I'm gonna let y'all talk about it.
I don't know. That is, she seems like a very nice, very sweet, very together. There's no way in hell that's gonna work. They don't even look right together. They don't even look like, she's not funky at all. She's straight, kind of conservative, nice, 39-year-old. I want to get married to whoever. I just want someone to love me, but kind of not the guy with the weird hair. There's no way that's going to work. No way.
She would be great for Cameron.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
If Cameron,
your thoughts on Miss Chloe?
Cameron survives.
I kind of want to wait and see on this one, because all the others who I thought would work out well absolutely bombed. So it could be a thing of like opposites attract. So I'm just gonna kind of wait and I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see. I'm just gonna wait.
They don't even feel like they'd be right together. They don't even like, at least Orion and what's her name, they felt like, okay, maybe that could work, because they're both kind of this and quirky, and maybe they could kind of fit. And then Brennan and Julie, they're kind of that. They don't seem like they would be. He's younger than her. He's kind of he's weird, not weird, but he's odd. He's an odd guy. I don't see that.
He's eccentric. He has his way about him. He likes his
about her that's like
clothes, and he
oh,
likes
I'd like that.
I'm gonna wait.
I don't see anything about her that would say, oh, that's someone who, I don't know. I don't think so.
So okay, so my take on it was I think she's pretty. She's got a great career. She's 39. So she's at that age, obviously, where her, she's I hate to say the word, but she's desperate at this point. She wants to be married. She wants to have someone in her life. My only thing was, and I get where Pepper was coming from, where not telling her right off the rip that she was the number 2, like choice number 2. Like she's the do-over, basically, for Michael. I get that. But then when it got to the after party, I was like, they should have never had her on the after party, because I'm saying to myself, she's not a stupid woman. Like she's seeing all these couples and watching all of these clips, and these people are already like neck deep into their marriages, and she's picking out her wedding dress. And I'm like,
she knows that.
She has to know.
Yeah, of course she knows that she's not in the first round or whatever.
I wonder if she knows that if she didn't come into this later, or they brought him into this later and brought her into it later. Because the after party always tells when they do, like when they talk about stuff and then they show like the next week's episode, they don't hide nothing. This one, they did not talk about Michael, because Rudy was like, so your secret husband, and Brennan is here, she's in the middle, and Austin is on the other side, and Austin and Brennan have these shit-eating grins on their face like, yeah, we're gonna smile for the camera, but we know who your husband is. And I just think it's not fair to her. I think right off the rip, for me,
you think they should have told her who the person was?
They should have told her right off the rip.
Yeah, but that's the point of the whole show, is Married at First Sight.
But at the end of the day, this is not a normal situation.
But the show is called Married at First Sight. You can't tell who the person is beforehand.
Not saying they didn't have to tell her who he was, but they should have said the who we're pairing you with. I need to be told what's going on. I don't like surprises. And for me,
we're surprised you're getting married to someone you've never met. That's the whole point.
That's why I'm not doing this show or a show like this.
For the sake of the show, you can't tell her who the person is or what the person's like or anything about them if you don't.
You don't have to tell her who the person is, but you can say, this is a weird, this is a first situation. We've never had this happen. He got left at the altar. We're not telling you who he is, but we went through this process again with him, and he's really 100% in this, and he wants to be married, and he wants to find the love of his life. And we think you would be a good match. Give her the respect to say, okay, I might want to do this, or hell no, I'm not going to be somebody's second choice. I'm not going to be nobody's do-over.
Well, but why? Obviously, she knows something has happened for there to be a slot that opens up. Obviously, if she's watching all these other couples, she's not at it from the beginning. She knows something has happened. She doesn't know what has happened, but she knows something has happened. They just didn't tell her that, or they didn't tell her who the person is. It's the same type of thing. She knows, obviously. She has to know because she's on their couch they're watching their lives already. She's going to miss the honeymoon. They're not going to have a honeymoon together. She's going, I guess, have a honeymoon.
Do you think they're going to send them on a honeymoon? I'm thinking they might they should give them like,
they should
at least give them 3 or 4 days away somewhere.
Yeah, they're getting I think they're doing all the same thing, but she knows enough. She knows enough. She's getting married.
I feel like the reason why they shouldn't have said anything is exactly what Dr. Pepper said. She would get all in her head, or there's the possibility that she can get all in her head. And I agree with Chris on the instance. She absolutely knows that she's coming in here late, so she knows something. She just doesn't know all the details. And her not knowing, I'm sorry, Tanya, I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, I should have muted myself. I heavily sighed. I'm sorry.
But I just feel like because everybody has gotten in their head about certain things, the less baggage you have to go into, try and be as open-minded as possible, and telling her actually would close it a little. That's the only reason why I say I agree with them on not saying anything.
Vanessa.
I just think Colorado is not interesting. This whole season, these people, they have not.
She's like,
they're just not in there. There's not. I think I guess Becca and Austin are just like the glimmer of what prototypes have been, but like the unity, getting them back together in a dinner. You don't even feel that kind of camaraderie with the gals and the guys, and it just seems stale and fake and one level and just not interesting. And even the where they go is not interesting, and the topography is not interesting. I mean, can't they go to Vail and ski? I mean, I don't know. Just Colorado's got some beautiful spots, but it just seems like you don't dip into anything beyond just this boring week to week. Sorry.
So Vanessa doesn't like it. All
I'm going to say is I can't wait. I can't wait for the wedding. I just can't wait for this wedding of Michael and Chloe, because I just want to see if, you know, how after they say their vows and stuff or whatever, the wedding ceremony's over and they go and they pop their little champagne and have their little conversation. I'm just waiting for that conversation to be had, for Michael to say to her, you know, I've been here. This is my second rodeo. And, you know, you're now my second choice, or the expert's second choice for me.
It's not even
I think she'll be okay, because she has that compassionate factor. And that's what they were looking at when they selected her.
But it's not this. It's the woman who rejected him. It's not his fault. It's not his fault he got rejected the first time. He would have been married the first time. So it's not his fault. He's not gonna be like, I'm the second choice. No, the other woman just didn't want to get married.
And they never revealed her, right? She was never revealed.
Never.
No. But that pink ass wedding dress she came out in, I was like, boo boo. I hope this is just a joke, because you ain't walking down no aisle with that big ass.
Oh yeah, I don't think she's doing that.
I was like, no. All right, so I guess we're gonna just wait and see what happens with Michael and Chloe. Maybe they might be the underdogs, and they might be like the couple of the century off of this season. Because at this point, I don't think anybody fitting to make it at this point.
This is pretty much the worst season.
I got issues with Becca.
The worst season ever of Married at First Sight. It's the worst season ever, so much so that on the internet, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, they are like trying to channel the Golden Bachelor. And they're like, can we get a Married at First Sight, like 50 and over edition? And I'm just like, listen.
I thought they were doing that. I read that.
I never heard of that, but everybody.
I sent you an article that's saying they should do that. And also, I still don't understand.
Sworn. Let me see.
I sent you I sent it to you. I still don't understand why they don't do the format of the
UK.
The UK. It's so much better. So much better. So much better. Because if it's not working out after a couple weeks and they decide, you know, they can. If one person can stay, then they stay. But you at least have an idea of what you're up against. And also, I think they took them away. They were away together as a group as well at one point, right? They go away together,
right? As a group, yeah. They take like a weekend away, yeah. They do this. There's some similarities, but the major difference is they don't legally get married in UK and Australia. It's just the ceremony. It's just like I think it's like a commitment ceremony. And then if they all of the couples meet every week for the group dinner. And there's always like tasks that needs to be done while the professionals are watching them on screen, and then they all come back for decision day. And like every week is a decision day. Do you want to keep going? And the premise is if one person says yes, they want to stay together, and the other person says no, they have to stay together for another week, unless it's so shitty that it's like, you know what, we're just going to let you both walk away. And the experts make that decision. I wish that the US would take that stance, and not just legally get married. Because at the end of the day, I'm thinking, why are we getting a divorce? Because one, well, I guess if you didn't consummate the marriage, it can register for an annulment. Because I'm thinking, if I haven't been married to you for like 2 months, or, you know, maybe 3 months, and if we haven't had sex, there's no divorce being had here. I'm getting an annulment. I'm going to call my own attorney, and I'm going to need this shit annulled, because I don't want to be a woman that is going to be like, oh, I'm divorced. Mm-mm.
For what? I know. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. I didn't sleep with you. Or I might have slept with you in the bed, sleeping, but we didn't like do it. So
is that part of an annulment, or that if you sleep with them?
No, you can say if you started on a rocky, if the foundation isn't firm and there's issues that you didn't realize were happening when you first got married, you can easily get
people have had children and gotten annulments.
Really? See, I don't know any better. I thought that if the only way you can get an annulment is if like you haven't really like consummated the marriage.
I think that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or it was like under false pretenses, like Vanessa said. But yeah, people have gotten annulments and they've had children, and they use that person committed it was a fraud when they married them or something like that.
I wish I'd have known that, because I'd have got me an annulment years ago. I could officially be 100% single instead of being a divorcee. Anyway, shall we move on to? Are we good with Michael and Chloe?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what would happen if Chloe actually went and Chloe and Cameron did get together? If that doesn't work,
let's talk about Cameron.
Okay, his health issues. Go ahead.
As a person who has been suffering with heart issues since July, he irked my nerves with that little pity patty thing that he was trying to do. I get it. You cannot blame that on that woman. You known her, 3 weeks? It could have been, because of, all that was going on with her.
The stress. He was saying the stress. He didn't blame the whole thing. And he's like, maybe something had to do with it, exacerbated.
Okay, I'm going to blame it on everybody I know. Everybody I know has caused me stress. And this is why I got heart issues right now. You know what? Just take your L and, be done with it. And then Claire, again, just annoying. You don't want him. Let that man be. What is that?
Sorry.
Oh,
Sasha called me.
That's all right. We're like, whoop.
I was like, wait, what is that? It sounded like I was like, are we doing a Hawaiian theme? What's going on?
No. And I have it on. What do you call it? Do not disturb. I don't know what's going on with my.
But that's all I have to say. I mean, I'm sorry that he's going through this, and I really want to know what his issues are, because he's like he has to have like surgery or something.
Let me take the wheel as the healthcare professional in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that he's had these underlying. Your heart condition just doesn't show up overnight like that. I mean, unless you're just really bad about tending to your health, and then you have a heart attack. Oh. Yeah, but we're listening. You're not an athlete like Cameron. Cameron is an avid mountain biker. He has a business where he bikes through the mountains of Colorado. So I'm saying to myself,
didn't say exactly what it was. So it could. I mean, I'm not going to say it couldn't, because mine was completely out of left field, and my heart is fine, but I still have a problem. and we don't know what his is. That's why I want him to name it. You legit have to have surgery, but he was like very vague about it. So I almost think he might be lying.
But again, here's the thing: we don't know Cameron's health issues. Like, we don't know his, his issues as far as he could have hypertension, he could have high cholesterol, he could have had past cardio issues in the past. Mm-hmm. We don't know that. We're just getting this as, oh, I just got this diagnosis, and he's got like a rapid heart rate, and I'm like,
because he just found out his wife likes black men.
big athletic black men. Chris.
Exactly. And he's like, and there's something I can do.
He was like,
okay, Fred Sanford.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. Mm-hmm. Listen, I think that he's had some issues, and I'm not saying that they're major, but maybe he didn't disclose the fact that his father was literally on his deathbed. Do you think that he would disclose that he has hypertension or any type of cardiac arrhythmia going on in his life? Of course not. I wouldn't. I'm not going to disclose my health information for a reality show. No.
But that's why I think too, I'm not saying he's a liar, but there's just something off about this man. I mean, literally, if we don't know his whole family history. And I just feel like I would like to know a little bit. Like, you're so disconnected from your family that you would go and get married and nobody shows up. Nobody shows up. Nobody shows up.
Well,
not
the two
one
people,
person.
The two people that he lived with there showed up.
Yeah,
that he lives with here. I'm talking about his blood relations.
Yeah, but they live in New Zealand.
His father is dying.
Yeah, but they live in New Zealand. We don't know his family's financial dynamic and financial makeup.
I'm pretty sure the show would help them get over here.
Yeah, no,
that's a 17-hour flight. That's a long flight and expensive one.
Yeah, and he made it very clear at the wedding.
What about Zoom? Could they be in on Zoom?
I mean, that's true. Somebody could have, his friends that took him in could have been like, we'll get your family, your siblings. I don't know if he has siblings. I can't even remember. Friends that are in New Zealand, we'll get you on FaceTime and we'll just be like.
You would think. They didn't even do a FaceTime introduction to her, to his family. Granted, obviously he doesn't have a close relationship, because I'm just saying, if your father's dying and he's on his deathbed, if that's true, either you don't have a good relationship with him and you don't care, or you are so disconnected that, again, you don't care. So there's questions for me, and there was questions for Claire, how she felt about that, like, especially coming from a woman who says that she's so tight with her family, and I'm tight with my family. I just can't imagine. So I'm asking you questions. And if you just say we don't get along because X, Y, and Z happened, I can accept it. But he didn't open up to that, to give her that information, and then drop those bombs on her like out of the clear blue when it was convenient.
Wasn't his father? His father's been sick for years, though, right?
Yeah.
But on his deathbed for years?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Well, that's how he made it seem like, he'd been sick for years.
He didn't say anything until he was put on the spot at that dinner. And then he dropped it on her. He had all kinds of pillow time to have this conversation. And then now they break up, and mysteriously now he has heart issues. I wonder about Cameron and if he's a liar or not.
That's true. Valid point. What do you think, Chris or Vanessa?
Chris is like, Shahida, shut up.
No, I just think that he knew from the beginning or something about the black, that he could not compete to what she really wanted. She was never attracted to him. So no matter what he did or what he said or how he said it, he was going to try his hardest, and maybe she would like him, but she did not like him from the beginning. So he's probably like, okay, well, we'll just have a good time. Maybe something will happen. So, and also he was afraid of being even, touching her, because she was not having that. She was locked down and didn't want to be with him from the beginning, and he probably felt that. So he's like, so why should I even go into anything else? It doesn't really make a difference. That's at least my take on who he was. I think he was giving it a genuine chance, but she was from the beginning, you're not my type. I'm not attracted to you. Even he said, I'm attracted to you. And she used the excuse of, oh, well, he never tells me that. Well, because you can see that you're not attracted. Everyone can see you're not attracted to him. So I think he was just like, what difference does it make if I, my father being on a deathbed is inconsequential because you don't want to be with me in the first place.
Yeah.
Agreed. And men want to please their woman. And if he's never going to make her happy, if she's always complaining and always putting him down and like, you're never manly enough and those are goofy shorts and look how pale you are and whatever. Yeah, he could feel that. Why continue to get beat up when you know that you're never going to make her happy?
And he tried. He genuinely tried. I think he genuinely tried with her. I think he genuinely gave it but she was not into him at all.
No. I agree with you on that. I agree. Well, let's just hope that he's okay and that he gets the treatment that he needs and he's healthy, because I was stunned when I saw that, because I'm watching it and I'm like, bro, you are he should have be in the best cardiac health because he bikes. And I'm we
didn't know his eating habits though.
That is true.
And he doesn't seem like he doesn't look athletic. He just looks like you could tell his body type is just natural. He's just, just a slender guy, and he's not even that slender.
Yeah, but he's no different than a marathon runner. I mean, I look at cyclists and marathon runners in the same light. Like, they're not going to be a cyclist isn't going to be all bulked and geeked up because they're cycling. It's about the cardiac health for me when it comes to, running and cycling. So when it's when I hear that someone that has been a marathoner, literally dropped dead of a heart attack, or someone that has been a cycler and dropped dead of a heart attack, and that shit blows my mind, because I'm like, why am I still here?
Diet.
It could be, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Anyway, I wish Cameron well, and I hope that
we don't like anybody. No, we don't like. It's so sad that we don't like anybody. I mean,
I'm looking at everybody suspect.
I should have hired a violinist to stand behind me over here and just sit here and be like.
And this was one of the most promising seasons. I was like, oh, are they all gonna they're all gonna make it? No.
You should know better. Stop it.
Let's get on to Becca.
Let's get to Austin and Becca. And all I get to say about Austin and Becca is, Becca, you missed your chance because you had the opportunity. I was waiting. When they went to dinner with Austin's parents, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, oh, here we go. Becca, you better have your friggin' of questions for these people. I would have been like this. Oh, let's start out with our appetizer first and a drink. And then I'd have been like, so are you guys MAGA? Are you QAnon people? What are your thoughts on this? I would have run down the whole list of questions to these people.
Well, she asked
a 3-hour dinner.
Yeah, she did ask what was he like as a kid and stuff. So she was kind of the mother looks like she's not playing. So I could see her being intimidated by just her look. She was,
listen, those parents are high sedity. They showed up and they were sitting there. The father had his little, he took his seat and he's like, Mama took her seat. They were at that fancy ass place that Austin worked at. When the waiter comes out and he's like, for the first course, we're going to just, usually the places I go to, they're just like, bitch, here's your hot wings. Here's your pieces. Here's your shrimp. Here's your hot wings. And bye. We'll wait till your next.
The parents did say that they were thrilled, though.
Yeah, they seem very happy for her.
But I think that Becca and Austin, and I think, you know, I shouldn't really put it on Becca. I should put it on Austin, because you had the opportunity to, as a man, he had the opportunity to quell her issues or her thoughts or her questions, why she's crying all the time with the religion and going to hell and the thing. I would have, if that was my spouse, if I'm a man, if that was my spouse, my parents are there with her, I'd be like, Mom, Dad, let's have a conversation. You know,
he's an only child. If your mother was that strict, I'm sure he doesn't know how to deal with women. He didn't have a sister. He had no other woman to kind of gauge how to behave. And when your mother is like that, and you're an only child and the only son, and so I'm sure he's trying to navigate, how do I deal with another woman?
Yep.
Because he just doesn't have the skill set to. But she was impressed by the historian saying, "Oh, your mother likes history. Oh, we have his." That kind of definitely got her the education check off.
I mean, it was the history. It was the Hartford, Connecticut, because Becca's from East Hartford. She's from Hartford. And I'm like, and as a New Englander, I'm like, I can't believe they got white people in Hartford.
Shahida, what are you saying?
Becca's crying because he's not having sex with her. She don't care about anything else.
Thank you.
She's making all these other excuses for all this other stuff. But that man is not doing anything to make her feel like she is a woman and a desirable woman at that. That's the issue. She don't care about his fucking parents, because nobody does. If she was getting it, she'd be okay.
Yep.
So do you think he's scared to do it because of all her endometriosis? Because literally the first episode was like, I've had surgery. This is what I do. Do you think, I don't think
so.
No?
Because he keeps telling her this thing about wanting to get to know her more, or
that's bullshit.
To her? It's just,
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit. And
he
knows it's bullshit. Yeah. And if it was, I would respect him more if he told that lie about her health, because that's a lie, regardless. If the only time a man is not having sex with you is if he's not interested in having sex with you. If you have the worst damn disease, he's gonna put on a prophylactic and still do it.
Amen.
He's not doing
worried about getting it? You think he's worried about getting it? Or you think worried about damaging her?
I don't think he's thinking about damaging her.
I don't think that's physically attracted to her.
Yeah, I don't think
something else is going on. And I feel like that's the only thing with that couple that I'm like, oh, what is happening? That's why I don't like him that much, because until he has sex with her, and we've seen this in other seasons, there's always a big reason why the person is not having sex, and it usually comes out and it's not good. Oh, except for one time when it was
Shaquille and what's her name?
Yeah, they waited a while before she did it, but he needs to in the next 2 weeks, and she'll stop crying.
So they're working on He said they're working on the religion. There's something else going on. He's obviously
not so good.
Nothing else
seem like they're having fun. They're they're hugging all
the
time.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's bothering.
There's something else there, and that's why I was disappointed, because I was like, oh, they're going to dinner with the family, the parents, and I'm like, oh, maybe we can shed some light on how he is the way that he is. You know what I mean? And nothing came of that, with the exception of the history buffs, and they like her.
I mean, he seemed like a regular guy, nothing, but I don't know, something with the sex part.
What was the name of the couple? And they were out of San Diego, and he was like all organic, and remember she had great boobs, and
Chris and he was cleaning up the garbage. She couldn't use plastic bags. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
What was his name? I forgot the name. I gotta keep.
And he was so short, right? He was a short guy.
No, the tall dude.
No,
tall
the
dude with the mustache.
Surfer kind of dude.
Yes, remember the surfer dude?
Oh, okay.
It was Christine or something. It was Chris. Her name was
Christine.
Mhm.
Right.
Christine, and then he called. Remember, he said he wasn't attracted to her, or he went away. Remember, he went away for that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He told her on the honeymoon that he wasn't physically attracted to her. And then remember he went on, you said, Chris, he went on his little workers
trip or something.
Because he didn't want them to know.
And she wore too much makeup. Remember? He's like, you wear too much makeup.
He likes her natural.
He was a dickhead. Yeah, he was. I remember him now.
Yeah.
But motherfucker, clean your stove in your oven.
It was nasty.
Your kitchen was disgusting. Don't you ever, in your natural ass life, I don't care who you are, don't you ever question me on what I do if your kitchen is disgusting.
So I don't understand.
I forgot about him.
Why all these people are, if they're going out there just for fame, or they're going out for just for likes or whatever, like Brendan does not seem like he wants to be married, period.
No.
So why go on there in the first place? I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Well, okay.
Because they don't do a vetting process.
I think Brennan exhausted. Denver isn't really that big. And I'm thinking Brennan done exhausted all of his dating or whatever, dates or potential mates in Denver. And Married at First Sight was his last shot. But at the end of the day, if that's your last shot, or if you want to go on a show like this and you have underlying issues, fix that shit, Jesus, before you go on this. I'm not
People don't think they have those issues.
Here's the thing. I'm not going on a reality show if I'm not willing to put all my shit out there. Don't get it twisted. The next season, look, I want to be the first Golden Bachelorette. But I won't.
I was like, wait a minute. Let's get the application.
I mean, I would love for you guys to nominate me as the first Golden Bachelorette, but I already know that's not going to happen because I'm not old enough, number one. And number two,
you are old enough.
It's not going to happen because I'm not willing.
I think she wants us to
put
nominate
all my business out there like that.
I think she wants us to nominate her, and we need to do that this week.
Do it because I'm going to have Gaga as my mother, and I'm going to be like, Mama.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
You do
Please
it.
do it.
Yes.
Please do it. Let's nominate it. Get it in. Chris and Vanessa, put your names on it because you're famous. And then they'll be like, you know what? If these two said it.
We already know that's not going to happen because ABC ain't going to choose me because
Why?
I don't want my business out there, and I'm not trying to be vulnerable and tell people get out and sit out there like, old dude was out there with his little napkin talking about poo. No, no. I'll be sitting there like, who's got my drink?
That'd be the best part.
My friends are coming to visit me. Is it hometowns yet? Because I'm going to LA.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they need some new.
I don't like anybody.
I know. Same here. Agreed.
They're annoying, boring, and I think they're all lying to be on the show. So Married at First Sight and the professionals got played again.
Yeah. And I don't know where this is going to go. Like, I don't know where the next city is going to be. I think it would get better if you got to stop doing these repetitive cities. I say, let's do it LA. Let's do it Chicago. Let's do like an Atlanta. Oh, we did Atlanta already.
They did Chicago too.
Well, LA is too much because everybody would be on there for likes. There's no one going to be generating.
Yeah, that is true.
But at the end of the day, so what? Because everybody now is for likes, and they're
you don't want to go into it going,
At least
You
we might
know
get some
somebody.
professional actors.
I am an actress. I so and so and so and so. I'm an act. You know, no, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean,
there's other parts of California.
Yeah,
What about
San Diego.
Sacramento?
They tried San Diego. Sacramento, no.
Why not Sacramento?
No.
Why?
Too small. Too small. You need a big. You know, they did Nashville. They did Nashville.
San Francisco?
They what?
You ever married at first sight San Francisco?
I don't think so.
Or Oakland?
Yeah.
Do Oakland.
I'm not gonna do it.
And Kamala Harris, the VP, could be like, one of the
no,
experts.
if they do Oakland, that'll be on Ready to Love on OWN. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did Chicago. They did Chicago.
I don't think I watched this Chicago season.
A long time ago. They did. They've done a lot. They've done Boston twice.
Yeah, and yeah.
They need to do Providence.
New Jersey.
Oh God, no.
New Jersey would be absolutely amazing because that would be gangsta,
just like Boston was.
No, I think Jersey would set it over the edge.
Philly, have they done Philly? Did they do Philly?
They did do Philly.
They need to go back to Philly.
New York City.
Hold on. I'll tell. I got you.
I'm like thinking. I'm like Philly, New York City, Jersey,
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis is a good choice. I'm thinking even like Omaha, Nebraska, because Omaha has a big Black presence in Omaha.
Because
like
of the Air Force. Our cousin lives in there because of the Air Force.
Yes.
Here you go. New York City, seasons 1 and 2. New Jersey, seasons 1 and 2. So it's New York, New Jersey, 1 and 2. Chicago, season 5.
I remember New Jersey now. I remember it now. It was the fireman was on there. It was good.
Boston, season 6 and 14. Philadelphia, season 8. Washington, season 10. San Diego, season 15. Miami, season 4. Atlanta, 3 and 12. South Florida, season 4. Dallas, season 7. Charlotte, season 9. Nashville, season 16. Arlington, season 10. Virginia, season 10, Virginia. New Orleans, remember New Orleans with, season 11. And Houston, season 13.
Do New Orleans again. I like New Orleans.
Yeah, there were some good people in New Orleans.
Yeah, I like New Orleans. New Orleans is a great city. So yeah, I think New Orleans. I would love to see Charleston, South Carolina. Let's do it. Charleston is like a little bit more uppity than New Orleans, but I think Charleston would be a good city to do a Married at First Sight.
Yeah. Well, this season is a bust.
It's just straight trash.
I'm just in it right now to see if Becca does get any. That's all. That's all I'm waiting on. Because I don't care about anything else.
So it was funny. I was watching the season with Merla, and so I watched the last episode with Michaela, and then I watched the after party or the reunion when McGill said, I was in love with her. I still love her. And she was just like, but I was never in love with him. And also with Michaela and what's his name? The black guy at the weddings, at the ceremony, when, the naming ceremony, he had that piece of paper and he told her all the great things about her. And he said, I don't want to be together with you anymore. Remember that guy who then ended up dating Bao?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes.
He took out a whole thing and said, you made me a better person, this and that. And he's like, but I don't want to be together. I want us just to date without the pressure of marriage. And she's like, well, what? And she was, oof.
He's engaged now. He's engaged now to a black woman.
What?
Oh, what?
Yeah. He dated Bao, obviously, as we know, after the season. Him and Bao went out on a series of dates, or they dated. And then, now he's engaged now. If you go to, I forgot his name. If you go to his Instagram,
wasn't it Michael something? I think his name was Michael, wasn't it?
No, it was.
I can't remember his name.
It's either Michael or Chris.
No, it's not. It's not
I know,
Chris.
just joking.
he's engaged now to a Black woman. Yeah. And she's very pretty. Very pretty. All right. Well, listen, I think we done.
Yeah.
Did you ever see this couple? Do you remember this couple from New York?
Oh yeah, I remember them. Didn't he? They didn't get in. They got divorced though, right?
Yeah. These are all
and then she ended up on another show. I thought.
Here we go. On another show. See, you can't get enough. If it didn't work out the first time, it ain't gonna work out again. Stop it.
Oh, I could be getting her mixed up, but I thought she ended up on another show, and it was like, oh God, I have to look it up. I can't remember, but I think she did end up on another show, and they tried to find her another guy, and she didn't get. She didn't get married.
You remember this couple? Do you remember this couple?
Yeah,
that was kind of like the same quirky thing with Michael. That's gonna end up being the same way.
Weird.
I don't know.
Remember she wouldn't kiss him at all.
She did not like him.
She hated him.
I wasn't watching those seasons. Yeah, that was way before my time with Married at First Sight. Anyway, we'll see y'all next week. And until next time, peace out.
Pray for Becca.